Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about echo3D and how it integrates with Unity. You're seeing the echo3D dashboard in front of you, which allows you to manage 3D models, animations, interactive content, but also supports images and videos. And today we're going to talk about how you bring in our Unity SDK into Unity and are able to stream content from echo3D into the gaming engine. So let's get started. What you're seeing here is our dashboard for a 3D digital asset management platform. You can see a bunch of 3D assets, images, videos, and whatnot. You need to click this button for the dev tools. This will allow you to see a direct link to our Unity SDK, which you will download and easily integrate into your existing Unity project. You can just drag and drop that in the packages, just unzip the Unity SDK and drag and drop that in the packages folder in Unity. You can also notice some important security keys. One is your API key. This is the API key that is associated with your collection. So echo3D has different repositories of content that you can manage, and you have API keys that are associated with different collections. For example, for this collection, this is the API key. Another security key is available. It basically allows you to secure the API calls and a user authentication key. For this demo, we'll be using the API key and the security key. So have them kind of set here and easy to access. So once we have our assets here, another thing that is worth mentioning is the entry ID or the asset ID. So for example, if I want to bring in this car into Unity, I should copy its asset ID. It's available right here, or you can go into the file inspector and click the three dots and then copy asset ID. Super, super simple. Also note these tags. These tags allow you to basically help Echo index and search for models, and we can actually use these tags to pull in data into Unity. For example, if you want to pull in all the cars, you can basically ask Unity to bring in all the assets that have car tagged with them. Let's start easy. Let's bring this car into Unity. So we have Unity open right here. We have the echo3D SDK kind of under packages right here. Two important prefabs that are installed are the echo3D service and the echo3D hologram. They're available here under prefab. Just drag and drop them into your scene. We have an empty scene right here, which is just two of these prefabs. The echo3D service you can leave as is. The echo3D hologram, you should actually kind of plug in the information that you want, specifically around the API key that we saw in the DevTools dialog, and the entry ID, in our case, it's the car model that we want to stream in. You can put as many entries as you want, separated by a comma, or if you leave this blank, it will actually stream all the assets that you have under this collection. Be warned, if you have a lot of assets, it will stream all of them at the same time, so that could be a little kind of troubling for the bandwidth, but kind of make sure that you start small and kind of stream one asset at a time. If you don't want a specific asset and you want to have all the assets are tagged to a specific tag, you can kind of just write that tag in, or multiple tags separated by commas. Other stuff that you should be aware of is two scripts. One is the echo3D hologram script. This is where you plug in your security key. So you just change this value right here, super, super simple. That will allow you to actually run the API calls. So that's one thing. And then another important script is the custom behavior script. This is a script that is attached to every asset that is instantiated through Echo. And you can actually update this script to do whatever you want. This is your place to experiment, add features. Every time an asset appears out of thin air, you can have this script run and do something. In our case, there's some example code here that says, if name equals something, set the name of that game object to that name. We also attached a remote transformation script that allows you to do some easy functionalities that I'll demonstrate in a few. But this is really your place to kind of add any custom code that you want. Now, if we go back to Unity, we have our parameters set and the security key. And now it's all left to do is to click play. Data will stream from the cloud into Unity. You should be able to see the car instantiate out of thin air really quickly. And let's see that, voila. The car just appears in front of us out of thin air. You have that game object, as you can see. That game object just kind of, again, appeared here. And it has kind of everything that you would expect from a kind of 3D model that is attached. You can see the custom behavior script attached here as well. The remote transformation script is here as well. And you can kind of notice that or disable them if you want. Let's do some remote transformation just to kind of show you that example. So echo3D has WebSockets implemented. This means that you can send push notifications from Echo to your Unity scene while it's running in real time. So let's go back to the console right here. Let's go to metadata and tags and add some metadata. For example, I can add something like direction equals right. This metadata will basically automatically send this information to Unity while it's running. So let's add that. And then you'll see that automatically the car starts rotating. This is just a simple example of how you can kind of send information back and forth from the cloud to Unity. But again, it could be anything. This is just a simple example of how you can control animation, but again, it could be anything. If we stop Unity from playing, everything disappears, so nothing actually persists on memory because the assets are coming in from the cloud, and the configuration is saved. So now if I'll run this app again, it still retains that kind of state, retains that metadata of spinning and kind of rotating, and the car that will station in front of us will keep rotating. Let's say if we want to disable that, we can just delete this again now. Super, super simple. Again, the point is just to show you some examples of how to bring assets to Unity and change them remotely. If you have any other questions, please reach out to our team or join our Slack channel. Would love to see all of your projects that use echo3D in Unity. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.